Good evening, and thanks for keeping a date with us on the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, a program that keeps you abreast on the happenings and opportunities in the Nigerian agricultural sector, as well as showcase the efforts of stakeholders in developing the sector. In our previous episode, we showcased the efforts of the Department of Animal Husbandry of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in developing the livestock subsector. In this episode, we will discuss the role of government and private sector in building ranches for livestock in Nigeria. We have an example of a Nigerian farmer who has invested in ranching and is only too willing to speak on the advantages. Why don't you join us after this time out for more and what we have lined up for you today. Keep watching. I'm Gabriel Ojile, your regular anchor.
What we did here is mechanized.
It's back to land, back to agriculture.
I can supply the milk factories for milk.
That's the new norm for employment and for wealth creation. Get your piece of the action.
Before farming, we will spread the manure.
There to take on agribusiness.
They have been working in terms of making sure they give us new breeds.
Seize the opportunity you have been waiting for. Watch Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, showing every Friday at 8:30 p.m. on the NTA network service.
Before we go to our subject matter for today, let's quickly take highlights of news events around the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. In our diary tonight, Ministry of Agriculture to promote eggs processing and also Agric Ministry to create jobs in grass harvesting. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is stepping up efforts to ensure the production of more eggs in Nigeria through collaboration with poultry farmers across the country. The Assistant Director, Department of Animal Husbandry Services, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Abdurrahim Yahya Onikpe, stated this in an interview with our correspondent in Abuja. He said that the ministry has been working towards prevention of wastage in egg production while working towards ensuring the availability of eggs all year round.
The area the department is looking at now in terms of poultry development is to have a machine that can produce powdered egg, so that during clock, all this I have egg, I cannot sell it, we eliminate that. Produce your egg, okay? During the period of low, we'll have the egg powder to substitute. During the period of plenty and the people cannot sell, well, we can buy more and then put it to powder. Okay, for confectionaries, those who are doing a lot of things, they need it. So I think that's one area in poultry that the department is looking at to ensure that no egg produced by farmer go to waste.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is advancing its national strategic feed ingredient program to produce enough animal feed and ensure job creation in Nigeria. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent in Abuja, the head of Animal Feed and Feed Security Division of the ministry, Olodimoyo Ilemobola Franklin, said the ongoing program will be in the area of capacity building of youth in harvesting pasture and wild grasses that are useful for animal feed. He says that the ministry intends to have a center where grasses can be stored and sold to pastoralists in dry season.
At such a center, there will be feed mill, there will be dryer, there will be warehouse, there will be so many facilities that will take care of it. All what government needs to do is to empower youth with equipment that they can go to the rural area, to the farms, to harvest this thing, bring it to that center. If I can bring an example, for cocoa, we have cocoa store, we have rice store, we have yam barn and all those things. Are you getting me? You go to the farm, harvest this thing, harvest the grass, harvest the waste, package it, dry it to acceptable moisture content level, do the preservation, then store in the place.
Every part of Nigeria has something to offer.
Welcome back. The importance of domesticating animals to satisfy human needs cannot be overemphasized. And over time, man has always found a way to ensure that he rears his animals to the best of his ability. But the livestock farmer in Nigeria is confronted with numerous challenges, ranging from overgrazing, population exposure, lack of adequate land, feed, and water. These inadequacies have undermined the productivity of the subsector as well as peaceful coexistence between pastoralists and crop farmers. To make the livestock subsector more productive in spite of these challenges, the federal government has evolved several policies, of which ranching of animals comes first. In our next segment, Record of the FDA, we will discuss the role of federal, state, and local governments, research institutes, and headers in the development and management of ranches. Keep watching.
Ranching is the practice of rearing cattle and other animals in a confined space with adequate and suitable amenities such as feed, water, and medical care for more productivity of the animals. The inherent advantages of ranching as against the nomadic method of animal rearing cannot be overemphasized.
The system of cattle keeping for ages, they just that's a pastoralist. They move from this point to that point just in search of pastures. If these pastoralists can be stationed in a place, we've had a few examples. In fact, you see, Napri itself is an example of a ranch where we have all our indigenous types of animals doing fine. What they just really need, provide them with adequate feeding, health, shelter, security. Once all these ones are provided, the animals will be doing better.
If you take the issue of movement of animals from one area to the other, the animal that is being moved will expend energy in movement. The highest nutritive value of any grass you will get, the highest best nutrition of any grass you get is in July. By the time the grass is September, October, the quality of the grass is down by more than 50%. So when that animal is moving to go and eat grass that has degraded by more than 50%, you are not feeding any nutrition. However, if you are able to cultivate and plant this grass in an area, depending on your resources, some people can even irrigate. And the animal will be able to have fresh, luscious grasses. So it's something that can be done anywhere, and it is not impossible in Nigeria.
Ranching has the capacity to totally prevent farmers and herders' conflicts, which emanate from movement of cattle from one location to another. It can also prevent cattle rustling. Considering the enormous benefits inherent in ranching, the federal government introduced the Livestock Transformation Plan, which, among other things, is to support the development of ranching in collaboration with states and local governments, as well as herders and individual investors. According to the Livestock Transformation Plan, the federal government provides the facilities, state governments provide land, and local government to support the program in their localities. For now, about 19 states have keyed into the program. The states include Kwara, Niger, Nasarawa, Yobe, Borno, Gombe, Kaduna, Kano, Jigawa, among others.
As of now, we have about 20 states, 19 to 20 states that already key into the program. Okay, but it's not in all the 20 states now that pasture development is going on. So there are some of them now that this development are going on. When we are talking about ranching, ranching is not a new thing in Nigeria. They have been ranching before, but most of these things cannot be sustained by government unless it is private, public-private partnership, whereby government may provide some certain facilities, then the private people will take it up. Government don't have business in doing business. In most cases, it doesn't work.
If the state government would provide land and pastures, source of water, maybe either they drill boreholes or dams, provide clinics. And these clinics, number one, maybe we talk about the vet clinics, then also clinics for the herders, the human clinics, and also the nomadic schools, so that they can be settled. But ideally, to make it viable, if government establishes such thing, the herders will have to be taxed. They have to be paying something, such that the program will not collapse.
Feed is an indispensable aspect of livestock management, as the quality of feed determines the productivity of the animals. It is imperative, therefore, for farmers to engage in buying quality pasture seed for the establishment of pasture.
One good thing with pasture is that it's permanent. The one you see by the roadside there has been established more than 50 years. 50 years, it has been established more than 50 years. So every year, what you do is management. Every year, what you do is management. It's not like maize or sorghum that you have to be buying the seed every year. No. When you plant it, it continues to grow. Immediately there is moisture, it grows. You can do it rainy season or even under irrigation. Most of our pasture seed can be cultivated under rainy season or under irrigation.
The National Animal Production Research Institute, with the mandate to promote research and development of livestock in Nigeria, will provide technical support for individuals, groups, and government at all levels in the area of pasture and ranch establishment.
What we usually advise farmers is, before you go to bring the animals, plan and plant your feed resources. So that could be the first thing you do. Plan and plant your feed resources, and you start a little at a time. And we have packages that can help farmers. One of the biggest requirement in pasture development is fertilizer. You can run away from using inorganic fertilizer, which may be very costly, to using organic fertilizer, manure. And that will be one added way of reducing costs. So if such people want us, we can come here and partner with them and help them in producing pasture of very competitive prices.
With concerted efforts from the relevant stakeholders, the future of pasture development to reposition the livestock system from nomadic practice to modern livestock farming is bright.
Pasture and ranch development is a good investment opportunity for investors and herders. Aside state governments that have keyed into the establishment of ranches in their various states, some private farmers have also ventured into ranching with positive results. One of such private farms that our crew visited is Kweranga Farm at Kabusa, one of the satellite communities of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. What are his successes? What are his challenges? And what can we learn from his experience? All of this in our next segment of the program. Keep watching.
We'll try to avoid any chemical form of fertilizer or anything.
So from this place, what we learn here, that is what we take to our various schools.
I hope you are following the normal procedure of feeding. We'll be fascinated seeing things moving.
Like crop farmers who buy or lease land for farming of their crops, pastoralists who are determined to tap from the full potentials of livestock subsector can make a great difference when they venture into pasture development and ranching. Yakubu Kweranga is the managing director of Kweranga International Business Limited, a farmer who believes in pastures and ranch management. He has ventured into ranching. Kweranga shares with us how he started his ranches and other farming activity.
Farming is a natural interest that I had a very long time, since childhood. My father was a farmer, my grandfather was a farmer, her father also was a farmer. So when we came to Abuja, we decided that it's good for us to have a farm. So when we came, we saw a land around this area, decided to take it on a hire purchase. We met the indigenous people, we took it for hire purchase. Finally, we come to agree and then we bought the land.
At the livestock section of his farm, Mr. Yakubu has a fattening section as well as a production section for cows and goats. He is passionate to provide solution to farmer headers' clashes at his own level through the help of the government. For him, he has already acquired a 10-hectare of land for farming and he is ready to use 5 hectares for ranching for himself and other headers who may come in to graze on his ranch.
Ranching is very, very important in this country because that is one problem that is going to solve the farmers-herders clash. A farmer must plant his crop. A herdman must feed his animals. Now we have to come together and understand. But when the government supports ranching, a ranch is being done, a particular place is being secured for only grazing. Then the farmers can register that this particular plant is for Mr. This, Mr. This, Mr. That, so family. And then they will continue to do crop circulation or grass circulation whereby they can be feeding the animals, and that will avoid the clash between farmers and herders.
Mr. Yakubu, in his determination to succeed in livestock subsector through private cattle ranching, has over 60 cattle in his ranch, all looking very healthy. One of the secrets of Kweranga's success in ranching is the storage of feed during the harvest season. The price of cow feed can rise from 1,300 per bag to 8 or 10,000 naira per bag, depending on the month of purchase. He is therefore not subject to the price increase because he buys and stores the raw materials from farmers during the harvesting of their maize and at a low price.
It's very, very simple. Like for example, you can see you can see these corn sticks. By the time people remove the corn, there's a chaff cutter, which the Bank of Agriculture supported us and gave us the money to buy the chaff cutter. I can show you the chaff cutter. All these dry sticks, by the time you put them, it crushes them. And when it crushes them, the animals eat it. It also supplements the feed. Even the corn remnants, that corn that you see also, is also another thing that you can grind it by the machinery you have. And then you can now feed your cattle.
Apart from buying feeds to feed the animals, Kweranga also cultivates some part of the farm all year round. During rainy season and using his drip irrigation, he farms during dry season to produce quality feed for his animals in the ranch. The ranch allows Kweranga to explore other value chain activities with livestock. Kweranga Farms is also used for poultry farming. It has turkeys, geese, and chicks. No doubt, the benefits of large-scale farming and particularly ranching are enormous and will entice the farmer. However, funding still remains a major hindrance for a number of them.
Well, the business is challenging, but nothing good comes easy. Actually, the major challenge we have is fund. If we can be assisted by augmenting our working capital, we can go far beyond what the American dream is called. Because as a cow fattening person, which I have livestock, I could even go into milking, whereby I can supply the milk factories for milk. I can go into beef production, which we have started. We have our abattoir here that we are slaughtering beef every week. We can go into fish feeding, animal feeding plant industry, whereby we have all the materials that can augment each other. We can go into even manure production.
The Nigerian agriculture sector is not only a means for the country to be self-sufficient, it is also capable of reducing unemployment while providing an alternative revenue means. Ishaku Bala is a fish farmer who works in Queriga International Business Limited. He shares with us how the farm enterprise rescued him from unemployment. Let us hear from him in our next segment, Farmers Speak.
I just came to see a friend. I just see my friend and I told him that I want to go back. My boss was up there, his wife was down here, and the wife called my friend that my friend should ask me, am I needing job to do? Then my friend come ask me, I told him that I'm interested on it. I would like to work here. That very day I start my work. That very day. She did not ask me anything, she just say, start your work. That very day I went and picked my clothes and I came here. I start my work. That one alone is enough for me. Because the kind of condition that I am, that she's, I would say only her, because she get advice with him first, that they saved me in that condition. I really appreciate. If I have something that I can do that can pay them back, I will do it. But I always say, I thank God and I pray that God shall pay them back, because I won't pay what He did to me.
Potato is a root crop which belongs to the Solanaceae family of vegetative and flowering plants. It originated and was first domesticated in the Andes Mountains of South America. Potato is the third most important food crop in the world after rice and wheat in terms of human consumption. More than 1 billion people worldwide eat potato, and global total crop production exceeds 300 million metric tons. There are more than 4,000 varieties of native potatoes, mostly found in the Andes. They come in many sizes and shapes. Potato is relatively cheap, easy to grow, and packed with a variety of nutrients. The health and the nutrition benefits of potato are enormous. 1 hectare of potato can yield 2 to 4 times the food quantity of grain crops. They are produced in over 100 countries worldwide. According to Food and Agricultural Organization data 2016, China was the biggest producer of potatoes with over 99 million tons, followed by India with over 43 million tons. Egypt is number 14 in the world and biggest producer of potatoes in Africa with over 5 million tons annually. Nigeria is the 39th on the list of potato-producing countries in the world with 1,246,380 tons per annum. Potato is majorly planted in Benue, Kogi, Plateau, Taraba, Borno, Zamfara, Bauchi, Katsina, Gombe, Sokoto, Jigawa, Kano, and Kebbi. Nigeria, however, holds immense potentials to increase potato production, with the National Root Crop Research Institute in Jos leading research in increasing production in Nigeria.
As we have seen on this episode, pasture and ranch management holds immense potentials to not only increase productivity and profitability in livestock farming, but also solve the problem of farmers-herders clashes. While we urge all of us to support the livestock transformation plan of the federal government, livestock farmers need to do their bit by embracing modern farming methods for raising livestock. Until I come your way again next week, think farming, think agriculture is the sure way to go. Bye for now.